Boom, boom. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the local pundit. It is your Pundit Punts show. We are up and away for another day. I will take my time to let people join on in and come on in and have their comments and have their say. But today we're back into getting ready for our footy tips. We have 2 rounds to tip to get ready because we have the weekend and the midweek next week. And it is literally, I'm going to call it 3.5, 20, what's that, 44.5 hours, the first game of the weekend. Hey, Sean, how are you going? That first game of the weekend is actually Middlesbrough at home to Ipswich. So it is up and away. Look at you. You had good on you, Sean. Good to see you, buddy. So, yeah, we're up and away. We're into it. It is super exciting. I cannot wait to get back into football. And then we jump straight back in to getting into the next round of games as well, which is early next week. And I'm just putting it in there for the boys, just in case any of them want to come in. So I've just thrown that in there in our little private chat. But beyond that, I'm just tidying up here because I'm working off just home. Marie, how are you? Very excited. Hope you're as excited as I am to get back into championship football. And when I look at us, I'm going to bring it up because, yes, we've been on the international break, but, oh, my God, does it get busy. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games in the next 13 days, which includes our Carabao Cup game against Cardiff City, which is coming up in about 12 days from now. But anyway, so yeah, super exciting. Lots to cover, and it's going to be very, very interesting. But what I found interesting, I actually had to think about this, and anyone like Marie, anyone in America, would you say the color behind you is aquamarine or more of a teal? That's a really good question. It's closer. That is closer to a bottle green, and this is a whole array. Yeah, Marie. Yes, I see that comment there. So sad about Australia. We did play about our 3rd string team, but anyway, that's all good, and it looked pretty average. We didn't have a lot of the first starters on, and it was a bit of a trial run. Tony Popovich. That was his first defeat since he's taken over as manager of Australia, actually, Marie. So you can put that feather in your cap. And it's interesting, actually, on the international break. Now, I know Josh hates the international break, wants to get back into championship football. I totally understand it. But so much national pride for a lot of other countries playing for their country. And I had to think about this. And comment on this for me if you like, Marie, or anyone else in America, because I was starting to think about all of your sports, and outside of the Olympics, what other sports do your athletes get excited about playing internationally? There's very few, because gridiron's obviously a national game. Baseball, even though it is played in other countries, it is predominantly a US game. Basketball, exactly the same, played all over the world, but the Americans especially don't get excited about international basketball because they're so dominant. Can you name a sport that America gets excited about internationally? And I just can't think of one. Outside of the Olympics, outside of the Olympics. Swimming, yes, Marie, but that's mostly an Olympic sport. Mostly an Olympic sport. I mean, even when they come to the international meets for swimming, they're still totally focused on gearing up for the Olympics. And Sean, yeah, NFL is playing internationally, but it's other countries don't field leagues at any sort of really serious level. They travel with the NFL to other countries, but you don't see an American NFL team playing English or Australian or Italian gridiron team. So yeah, there's not really a sport that you guys are really into internationally. And so that sort of makes sense to me then. And my point to that is that then an American sports fan, i.e. Josh, doesn't get super excited about international fixtures. So it makes sense. Yeah. And Marie, we'll see. Well, in saying that, USA doesn't play cricket. So, yeah. So that's why, yeah. And Sean, are you in America? I'm not sure. Where are you, Sean? So, yeah. So, yeah. So, interesting. I don't know that you can say that, George. You're literally on a border with Canada and on a border with Mexico. So you're literally a meter away from two big countries. So I don't think that's very fair. Yeah. So from most everyone, George, and I'm assuming you're American, so don't take me to task on that. Where are you from? Yeah. So Sean, if you want to understand what cricket is, first you have to understand what a crumpet is. I love it. Well, there you go, Sean. So yeah, you're Washington State. Yep. So yeah, Olympics is really the only international, and you guys, and don't get me wrong, you're very passionate about that, and you dominate that typically. So yeah, and George, you're in Virginia, yeah. So, but your country borders Canada, borders Mexico. You know, you have West Indies literally just off your coast. You have, Cuba. You have all of South America just below you. If you want to talk about being miles away from anybody, talk about Australia. We're an island country, and we are thousands and thousands of miles away from anyone. So yeah, but we take our international sport very passionately. So yeah, so it's interesting. So anyway, that's just an interesting thought I had today on the international breaks and how some people treat them differently to others. So yeah, not that it's good or bad, just a general observation. But anyway, none of the other boys are around today, so I'll get straight into the tips for this week, and I will bring them up now. So here we go. We'll share this. I'll bring it on an island of your own. Yes, Sean, we are. We're a big old island. So here we go. This week, so we have round 10 on the weekend, and then we have round 11 through the week. So it is up and away, and we'll get into it. So literally what we have here is Middlesbrough v Ipswich. Now, the only two tips I have in so far, and I'm looking down now at the screen which has this because that's just the monitor I have available to me today. So yeah, and I'm going to move that across as well so that it's in the same screen for me because that will work out a lot better. Beautiful. And I have tipped Middlesbrough and Ipswich to have a 1-1 draw. Now, Middlesbrough has been in form, and Aaron has gone for an Ipswich 1-0 win. I think this is the start of a resurgence of Ipswich, and Aaron obviously agrees with me because he's gone for them to win. And when I say resurgence, that's a bit unfair. I mean, look, they are sitting, if I look at the table, in Ipswich, yeah, so sitting in 9th place, but I really do feel they're going to be the cream that really rises to the top now. So yeah, so I think that's going to be this is going to be the start of Ipswich climbing to one of those auto-prem spots, in my opinion. So yeah, and I guess Aaron tends to agree with me, well, at least for this game anyway. So next up, we have Southampton at home to Swansea. And both Aaron and I have tipped a 2-1 Southampton win. So yeah, I think that'll be enough said there. I think Southampton at home, probably just a little bit too good for Swansea. Then we'll move into next round is Oxford v Derby. And I've tipped a very exciting donuts here, 0-0. And Aaron has gone for the draw as well, but he's tipped 1-1. So not a game I'm super excited about, to be honest. Good luck to both the teams, but I don't really have much interest in this game except for my footy tipping for the competition, which I noticed a lot of people got their tips to choice into the Footie Tips channel in Discord. If you haven't done that, please feel free to jump on in there and do it to get your chance to win a prize, because obviously it's free to enter, and anyone that's in there that's coming in now will get one entry. Anyone that got in straight away when we're announcing it gets multiple entries in the draw. Now, next up, QPR at home to Millwall. Now, Millwall been terrible at home. And anyway, I've tipped QPR to win 2-1. I think they're starting to show a bit of form. And Aaron has gone for a Millwall QPR 1-1 draw. So, interesting there. I think QPR are going to be just a little bit too good. So, yeah. Birmingham at home to Hull, who everybody gets into me about being my second home team. And this isn't going to stop any of that sledging either, because I've tipped Birmingham to knock over Hull 2-0, while Aaron has gone for a Birmingham-Hull 1-1 draw. Maybe that's in his massive feud with John about Birmingham and how they're in the mud. But anyway, we'll see how that goes. I'm looking forward to getting back on with some of the other boys too. It's been a while. It's been a minute since we've all caught up together. So I am looking forward to doing that sometime in the near future. But I'll keep moving here. Next up, got Stoke v Wrexham. Now, I think we're going to get a draw here. I'd love us to get the win, but I just feel like Stoke away is a hard task. Don't get me wrong, we have the ability to score goals. I did notice Josh's show earlier today saying Ollie Rathbone back. He may make the bench. We'll wait and see. I don't think he'll make the starting lineup, but I think that's good. Aaron's sticking with the Wrexham team. He's got his fan hat on, and he's tipping a 2-1 win. And I hope he's right for the sake of Wrexham. And I hope that we do get the 3 points. But my tip for this weekend is a 1-1 draw. Next up, we have Charlton v Sheffield United. Sheffield Wednesday, sorry, not Sheffield United. My apologies. Both Aaron and I have gone for a typical Nathan Jones scoreline, 1-0, get the goal early, park the bus, and just ride out the 90 minutes. That's my prediction for that game for this weekend. So, yeah, we will wait and see. 2-1. Good on you, George. I'm glad you're with 2-1 to Wrexham. And look, George, I'm with him as well. That's what I want. That's my heart. But my head says different. My head says different. So I've had to stick with my head on the score, but I do hope he's right. I really do. Sheffield United v Watford. Interesting here. I've tipped the 1-1 draw. Watford has an Australian guy, Urukunda, who, I tell you what, he gets those free kicks. He is mighty dangerous. I've been fairly impressed with Watford. And Sheffield United, I think, is starting to slowly turn the corner. Wilder will be starting to get that team on track. And Aaron seems to think so because he's tipped a 1-0 win. Yeah. Sean is on it. He is pumped. He just wants to win. And he also wants the Mariners to get up in the baseball. That's the playoffs for the baseball, I think, at the moment, isn't it, Sean? So, yeah. Now, Norwich at home to Bristol while we're at it. So let's go. Now, I have been mightily disappointed with Norwich so far this year and this season. And I have tipped Bristol to give them a 2-0 beating away. So Bristol travelling away to Norwich and getting the job done 2-0 in my opinion. Aaron's going for a 1-0 win to Bristol. So more pain for Bristol, according to both Aaron and myself. Now, Coventry v Blackburn. We have, interesting, Coventry being the form team so far this season, which one of the other YouTube channels, Matt SB, I'm sure he's mighty happy about that, him and his sister, because they are Coventry fans, and good luck to them so far this season. They've been going great, and we are both continuing. They are going to carry on with this great form. I've gone 2-0, and Aaron has gone 3-0 to Coventry over Blackburn, which is really interesting because I think they're just, playing well. Interesting to see how teams come out of the international break. Are they going to be able to keep performing the way they have been? Or are other teams going to find something that they haven't yet found and maybe turn the tables? So that is another possibility as well. So we will see how that all goes. But next up, obviously, I am into West Brom v Preston. This one I was a bit torn over in the end. I really couldn't make up my mind. So I just went with the 1-1 draw because I really couldn't split them. Aaron's gone for a 2-1 West Brom win. I'd like to know his reasonings behind that because I was struggling to split these two teams for this week. I found it really quite tricky. So then the last game of the round is Leicester v Portsmouth. Now, Leicester really starting to find some form. Us getting the 1-1 draw against them away was a big result, in my opinion. So, yeah. But I really thought that was interesting. I think they're going to really start to carry on their form and improve now going week to week. I've tipped them for a 2-0 win. Aaron has tipped them for a 2-1 win over Portsmouth. George, you're saying there, I'm really starting to like the depth of our bench. Yeah, and I'm hopeful that the depth will give us a bit of an edge going forward. Nice to be able to start to working with Rathbone and Kakache. I agree with you. Josh had a very in-depth talk about that this morning. If you haven't seen the show, go back and watch it. It was a good chat about that. Doing his, obviously, one of the best films of all time, Shawshank Redemption reference there with Andy Dufresne, crawling through the mud. But before I go on to round 11, I'm just going to quickly duck away. I have a special surprise to show everybody. So just give me 1 second, guys. I'm only going to be 5 seconds. That was as quick as I could run to what I had to get. Now, what we have here is I got a special gift arrive in the mail just the other day. Arrived 2 days ago, and it was my Dragon membership, which I was super happy to see. So that was pretty cool. But I haven't opened it yet because I thought, no, I'm going to do like a whole, you know how the kids do the box reveals and they open up the package. I did open up the package and I thought, oh, it's from Wrexham. Great. So I was super excited about that. Oh, and my computer's now telling me that my battery's running low, so I am going to have to plug that in as well. So whole thing going on here. So, but I will reveal this first. So here we go. So the box opens up, and in here has my membership card. Age category, adult. Okay, maybe not the way I think, but the age I am. And it is a Gold Dragon membership, which is what I paid for. Has my customer ID, and it is in both English and Welsh, which is pretty cool. So you get this little card, which is excellent. Then, if I open up, so I basically open up here, and in here I have a little key ring that says Gold Member. So there we go. And a little card pouch, which has an embossed Wrexham logo on it. And yeah, it has and basically has spaces for 1, 2, 3, 4 cards in total, I guess, if you're only putting one in each. So pretty cool. I mean, they had to ship that all the way to Australia. I see, Marie, you said you got yours as well. That's pretty cool. Also, on top of that, yes, we do get our online programs, which is excellent. I love getting that in the email. And it was, what was it? It was about, I think it was $35 Australian or £35. I can't remember. But I thought a good way to support the club, show your support and get it out there. So it's good to see. Yeah, it is, Sean. It is dope. It's pretty cool. I'm going to quickly grab the charger because I'm doing a bit of running around. A bit annoying for you today. Sorry, guys. Before I start on the next round. And apologies for that. I should have been better organised. So that's all my fault. But I will plug myself in so that I'm good to go. And so the show doesn't stop. Because we've got to keep the show going, and I am running through it as we go. So here we go. I am up and away and charging. All good. Okay, right. Now let's get back into it. I will jump straight back into round 11. So then we get to the midweek games. So obviously we play on the weekend and then we play again through the week. And I will get into these games now. So first up, again, like I said, only Aaron and I have our tips in at the moment. Hull v Leicester. So as you can see at the end of round 10 there, you can see I tipped Leicester to win 2-0 at home. And then I tipped them to have the same score going away to Hull to win 2-0. So I've gone 2-0 both times, which would be great for their for and against. And Aaron has done exactly the same thing. He tipped 2-1 at home for Leicester and then 2-1 away for Leicester. So very interesting, just coincidence that actually. I didn't even notice that until just then. So there we go. And next up, we have Millwall at home to Stoke. Now, interesting, we've both gone for the 1-1 draw there. I actually think Millwall are starting to find a little bit of form, but I think Stoke are going to be good enough to get that point away. Yeah. You're looking like an 80s music video. Yeah, well, that's probably because I was alive in the 80s, Sean. So, so yes, as we go, Blackburn at home to Sheffield United up next. Now, again, Aaron and I have both gone for 1-1 draws. I'm starting to see Sheffield United starting to get a few more points now and trying to dig their way out of the hole that they've put themselves in at the start of the season. And I think Wilder will actually be able to do that for them and start to get them out of the mud, basically. So, and just start to get some points and start to build some form building into the second half of the season where I think they will get themselves out of the relegation zone, in my opinion. But anyway, next up, we have Ipswich at home to Charlton. One of the other big championship YouTubers, Benjamin Bloom. This is his team, obviously. Now, Ipswich, and I really think they're, like I said, going to start to really be the cream that rises to the top. Unfortunately for Nathan Jones, I think this will be a defeat through the week. I think it is going to be a 2-0 win for Ipswich, and I see Aaron has gone the same way. So out of the first 4 games here of this round, Aaron and I have tipped exactly the same scores. Now, that wasn't me, Cop. Aaron did get his tips in before me, but I don't look at his tips. It is purely coincidence. And then next, as you can see, because next up, I mean, we're tipping all the same results, ironically. This is really interesting. So either we're going to go really, really well or really, really bad. Marie, I'll get into that in a second. I'll finish getting these tips out, and then we can have a bit of a chat about Wrexham. Portsmouth v Coventry. I've gone for Coventry to win 2-0 away, and Aaron's gone for a 2-1 win for Coventry away. So I'll plough through these quite quickly so we can get on to a bit of Wrexham chat for everybody. Next up, Preston at home to Birmingham. This was a really tough one for me to pick because I do think Preston's in good form, but I do think of all the teams in the championship, Birmingham is one of the teams that I think really needed the international break. So, yeah. And I've tipped a 1-1 draw here. But Aaron, again, looks like this feud with John is continuing on pretty tough. He's now tipping Birmingham for another loss. So I don't know what John's done to upset Aaron so much, but he is not liking Birmingham for these next 2 rounds. Interesting. So if Aaron's right, could be sack watch, could be sack watch. Maybe that's what he's aiming for. Derby at home to Norwich. Okay, Derby, like I said, not been impressed with Norwich, so I'm tipping Derby to get up 1-0, and Aaron is going for donuts here, a 0-0 draw. Interesting as we fly through here. Yep. Okay, here we go. So next up, Bristol at home to Southampton. This is a good match. 2 teams that I think are really starting to find their feet. Bristol's going well. Southampton getting better week on week, in my opinion. 1-1 draw here. I really found it tough to break these 2 teams up. And that's Aaron's gone for a Bristol 2-1 win at home. And I can understand why he did that. It was just, I just found it really hard to split those 2 teams this week. Swansea at home to QPR. Another team, QPR, I think that is starting to really starting to show their talent, and I tipped them to get up 2-1 away. Aaron's tipped a 2-2 draw, so 4 goals there at Swansea for the midweek game for Aaron. So that'd be a worthwhile watch to get to see 4 goals. But Watford then at home to West Brom. Yeah, interesting. We've both gone for the 1-1 draw there. I couldn't split these 2 teams. I just couldn't do it. So I'll quickly flick through these. Wrexham at home to Oxford United. Well, here we go. I have tipped a 3-0 win for Wrexham. against Oxford United through the week at home. I really feel like that this will be the game where we stamp some quality on our opposition and get it done. Aaron's just gone for a slight 1-0 win, but I really think we're going to get that job done through the week. So I've tipped a draw followed by a win for 4 points, whereas Aaron's tipped 2 wins. He's gone for the full 6 points. So good on him. I hope he's right, because that would really help us out at the moment. And then last off, Sheffield Wednesday v Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough travelling away to Sheffield Wednesday, who obviously all their problems have been well documented. A lot of hassles, and I really think, but I do think they'll get a goal. Bannon, I think, will conjure up something, but I think Middlesbrough are going to be far too good and get a 3-1 win away, whereas Aaron's just gone for a straight 2-0. So there's Aaron's and my tips for the next 2 rounds. I will pull that down so that you get to see my ugly mug a bit better, which is not a good or a bad thing depending on your perspective. So, yeah. But now I'll get into some of these comments. Yeah. Okay. So George thinks that Leicester is going to blow out Hull a bit, looking for 3-0. Yeah, I can understand where you're coming from there, George. Then Marie from SoCal. Okay. Well, actually, let's just I'll go for this comment first. I'll come back to you, Marie, because I'm going to dig into that a little bit. Okay, so Benjamin Bloom picked up to win on Saturday, so I like him this week. That's great. I'm glad he did. Sean thinks the team is really starting to gel. I don't think I can emotionally handle another Wrexham draw this weekend. Sean, I can tell you, you're going to probably have to keep your emotions in check, because I reckon there's going to be a lot of them this year. But anyway, we'll see how we go. I did go 15, 15, and 15 after round 6 for 15 wins, 15 draws, and 10 losses from the last 40 games of the season was what I thought we would endure. But we will see how that all pans out, because since then, all we've done is get draws, because it is round 10 this weekend. So the last 3 games for Wrexham have all been draws. So we've got 3 of my 15 draws. So we've got to start getting some wins. And Millwall winning 3-1. Okay, I think that's Millwall you mean, Sean, when you say Mills. Or are you talking about something else? But anyway, okay, so now, Marie, like I said, I'll come back to your comment because I think it's a really good one. How do you think Rathbone is going to measure up against the new players? Well, okay, so when we're putting him up against the other midfielders, I guess is who we're putting him up against, really. So O'Brien, we're putting him up against Hyam. Sheaf, Ben Sheaf, I meant to say. We're putting him up against Ben Sheaf. We're putting him up against Lewis O'Brien. I think that both of those play well, Sheaf is a different player to Rathbone. Sheaf's the general. And Rathbone, you can draw a lot of similarities to him and O'Brien. I think O'Brien is a slightly higher quality player than O'Brien is quite a slightly higher quality player than Rathbone, in my opinion. I think Rathbone's excellent. I think Rathbone and Dobbo could end up doing a fair bit of interchanging. I really would like to see in that sort of 2-2-1 formation, Sheaf and Rathbone side by side, in a more slightly attacking midfield, as opposed to Sheaf and Dobbo side by side, which is a slightly more defensive midfield. Rathbone just offers a little bit more in attack than Dobbo. And I think that then in front of those guys, you then have obviously Windass, and O'Brien, and then obviously Broadhead comes into that mix as well. And so I would say, so the 3 midfielders in inverted commas that I would be comparing Rathbone to in your comment, Marie, are Broadhead, O'Brien, and Sheaf. And Sheaf is a different type of midfielder, and Rathbone can play that position that Broadhead and O'Brien play. In fact, he likes playing that position. But I have a feeling he might end up in time, once he gets fully up to speed, possibly taking over from Dobbo in that position, in my opinion. And then you have like a Sheaf, Dobson, Sheaf, Rathbone, Windass, O'Brien, with Broadhead coming in off the bench. And a lot of people are saying they'd like to see Windass and Broadhead together. If O'Brien gets injured, I can see that happen. But also, I love the fact that Broadhead is on the bench and is a very strong bench player. And in fact, if Rathbone comes and makes the bench and it's coming on as a replacement for Dobbo, I love that as well. And I'd like to see it, and everybody's saying it, not just us. I'd like to see it at the 60-minute mark when they're fresher and have more legs. So Dobbo can just run his absolute backside off to that 60-minute mark. And then you bring on Rathbone and you have exactly the same thing, but with a little bit more potency, I guess, for want of a better description, in attack than Dobbo. No offense to Dobbo, like he's not as dangerous an attacker and finisher as Rathbone, but he's great in defence and he's just an absolute bulldog for, taking care of people. So, yeah, that's my opinion on where I think Rathbone sits in the pecking order of midfielders that we have at our disposal now. And then you have one of our other stalwarts that's been there for a while, Elliot Lee, who sits behind Rathbone, in my opinion, in terms of, especially last season. The season before, Elliot Lee basically got us through. He had an absolute stellar season in League Two. And then he just didn't quite bring that form to League One last year. Last year was his accident from memory, the year that he had his accident. So, that obviously probably had an effect on him. Whether he can bounce back from that, maybe the break's done him well, who knows? Yeah, so we will see how that all goes. I just don't know. How we're going to play out coming out. I'm optimistic and hopeful that we can do something. What I am hopeful for, actually, now that I look at myself on the screen, is that we get to see some of our away and third kits being worn more often. Because I don't know that we've seen this one yet in the championship from memory. We might have once. I'd have to go back and think about that now, 9 games in. Yeah, George Jones is saying, that's why I'm so excited about our bench as we go forward. We really have a Team 1 and then a Team 1A on the bench ready to go. Should be able to really grind teams down now. Well, and this absolutely, we do need that. We do need that, because other teams have it. Like all the top teams do. Middlesbrough, Leicester, Coventry, Ipswich. They have all this quality on the bench. Marie saying, anticipating league on in January unless we have an injury he needs to cover. Yeah, Marie, I'm with you on that. Interesting. I'd love to know. There was a midweek game. Sorry, not a midweek. An internal game played between Wrexham and Wrexham. So 11v11, or it might have been a 7v7. I don't know. But anyway, played through the week, and I would have been really interested to see who shone in that match out of the fringe players. So in those, I am saying, like, Rathbone would have been playing, Dobbo, well, he's not a fringe, he's been starting, but Dobbo. So Rathbone v Dobbo v Elliot Lee v Harry Ashfield, who obviously everybody knows I love. But, those games, if he's shining in those games and we start seeing him on the bench more, yeah, I think we will see. Didn't we start the season in the away kit? We might have, George, haven't used them since. Yeah, there you go. Well, there it is right there. Yeah, we did actually, didn't we? We played Southampton and we played in this kit. But we haven't seen the Patagonian kit and we haven't seen much of this kit. Now, I bought all 3. I can't understand why they wouldn't get them out there in rotation to hopefully boost a little bit of sales of kit. Macron's done a great job on the kits this year, in my opinion. So, yeah, I think that they're very good. I love them all. So, yeah, but I'm looking forward to seeing what team we bring to the pitch this weekend. Obviously, Kiefer Moore played in the international. Broadhead didn't play in the last international. I'm not too sure about some of our other internationals, how many minutes they had in the break. But right now, we are literally okay. So, taking well, today's Thursday. So, so it's Friday, Saturday. So we're only 15 and 24, 39 hours away from kickoff, guys. 39 hours away from kickoff. Cannot wait. It's coming around very quickly. So have I got that? No, I've got that wrong. 24. Yeah, no, I've got that wrong. Another day on top of that. 39, 59, 63 hours away. But it's very close. It's only 2.5 days. 2.5 days till our next game, which I'm super excited. But I am actually excited to watch the first game of the weekend, which is Middlesbrough v Ipswich, which is, not far away at all now. It's less than 2 days away. So I will be watching that game. It's a good time for me. It's 5 a.m. in the morning. I can get up and just turn that on while I'm having breakfast. So I am excited to watch that one. But, I just want to see us come out of this international break and get on a little bit of a run, because when I look at it, it is obviously they are cramming in games, and you've got to be almost like a sprinter at the moment, because 19th of October through till, 14th of December. Oh, no, 14th, 20th. No. Josh was saying there's another international break coming up in 3 weeks, but I am not. Oh, yeah, well, there you go. We get a big break from the 9th of November to the 23rd of November. So, yeah, there it is. 9th of November, Australian time. So it might be 8th of November for you guys. Is our game at home to Charlton. And then we have another 2 weeks off before we have to go away to Ipswich. So, yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games between now and the 9th of November. So that is 11 and 9. In 20 days, we have 7 games. Oh, my God. I cannot believe that. 7 games in 20 days. I am glad to see Rathbone back. I want to see rotation of squad. There you go. Marie saying, I bought the 3rd shirt and it was cheaper to purchase via Wrexham store as opposed to Dick's Sporting Goods, including $20 shipping. Okay, Sean Deasy, 62 hours and 51 minutes to kick off. I love it, Sean. Man after my own heart. But yeah, so let's go through those games that we've got. Obviously, we're away to Stoke this weekend. Then we're at home to Oxford through the week. Then we go away to Middlesbrough. So really want to get some points out of this weekend because I don't like the chances of us getting points against Middlesbrough, even though we do play well against the better teams. Then through the week, we are playing our Carabao Cup game against Cardiff City at home, and they'll be coming for us. So that's, not going to be an easy game. Then, oh my God, 3 days later, we've got to play Coventry at home. So at least both those games are at home. So that's excellent. But that will be another tough match. Then we have a 5-day break before we have to go away to Portsmouth, and then only 3 days before we're at home to Charlton before the next international break. So it is a very, very tough one. Very tough run. Yeah. Yes, Marie, Josh will be so happy. Another international break. Yep. Well, it'll have time. It'll have time for him to work on his haircut, the dye, get everything ready. That's what he's focusing on in the international breaks, is the look, the makeup, the setup. So yeah, but so and here we are. He's in home 1.5. So is that home 1.5 or home 1.5 points? Not too sure what you're saying there, Josh. But anyway, let me know because I don't quite understand it. Never said I was the brightest tool in the shed. Sharpest tool in the shed. There you go. Or brightest light in the light bulb. But look, guys, I've done the tips. The other boys have got to get their tips in for the weekend. They will be in. I will post them up in the Discord in the Footie Tips channel. Is there anything else? Josh will be home in 5 minutes. Do I hang out for him? Do you want me to hang out for him? There's only 19 of us here. Is there anything else you want me to cover, guys? Home in 5. That's what he meant. Okay. Is there anything else you want to talk about in regards to the team while you've got me here? I've got another good 20 minutes I can do if you want. So if there's anything else you want me to talk about, I'm more than happy to have that chat. We can go through anything you'd like to cover off this morning. Just waiting to see if I get a new comment pop up. So, but no, interesting. Your pricing, the pricing here in Australia was fine. George, you got Dick's Sporting Goods. I went to Ultra Football, which everybody would have seen when we did the tour down under, which was amazing in Sydney and Melbourne, which are a long way away from me, but I was in the city, and those football stores were just insanely good. It was so cool to visit those. So they had a gala dinner. Obviously, we knew that happened. Wrexham tied with Cardiff City women 1-1 in the pre-game to the Wrexham men beat Cardiff City. So the women have gone and got the 1-1 draw. Let's hope the men can go out and get over the top of the Cardiff men. It would be very, very good for us if we could do that. So, yeah, international watch, I'm just looking there and covering off that. So it is interesting. But I'm looking at our team squad right now, just looking at that. Okay, here we go. Marie, do you think home atmosphere has to do with fans still not bonded with the new players? I think the atmosphere's been pretty good still at home. There was one game there where I thought it got a little bit quiet, but then the crowd got going again. I think the fans at home are fully on board, in my opinion. So I just think, so I don't know that it's the atmosphere so much as we're in a tough league and getting results is tough. Yeah, so, and George Jones is polyurethaning a kitchen floor. So happy to keep listening. Well, hopefully you're not breathing in the fumes too much there, George. Sean got his jersey from the official Wrexham store, cheaper than any local stores. Well, that's interesting in America that it's cheaper to get it from the Wrexham store. In Australia, that's not the case. But obviously, it's a lot more to ship to Australia than it is to America. So that's interesting. But the Macron was taking over all the distribution of kit, which is why all the other stores have it now. And it's available in, well, we have Rebel Sports down here in Australia, which is probably your equivalent of a Dick's Sporting Goods. So, yeah, but interesting. And it's the same price in that as it was at Ultra Football. So the pricing seems to be uniform across all stores here in Australia. So, yeah, but I'm looking at our squad at the moment. So I've just got that up on the other screen. And, you know, obviously they're saying Denny Ward's not coming back till January. So that's interesting. It'll be interesting to see whether he gets back in against AO, because I think it's AO's now to lose. When I look at defenders, you know, I'm looking at, you know, Callum Doyle, Lewis Brunt, Max Cleworth, Hyam, you know, Connor Cody seems to have gone off a little bit there. And then, you know, when I'm looking at the wing backs, I know Josh was talking about this earlier this morning. I cannot wait to see Kakache and Kabore on the pitch at the same time. So, yeah, that will be good. And then I think that beyond that, I really need to see if someone can climb through 500 yards of filth and mud and make it to the show. How you going, buddy?
Hi, how are you?
I loved your reference to Andy Dufresne this morning. Probably my fave, right up there with my favorite movies of all time.
Well, we're almost through it. It's Wednesday. Did you have the hours down? Exactly. I said to everyone this morning that you had the hours.
Yeah, I was pretty much right on it. Yep. And then Sean Deasy went and got all accurate on me right down to the minute, which I thought was pretty. I think it was it Sean or yes, it was Sean or George. But no. So yeah. So how you been?
I'm all right. Andy Dufresne. We're here. What have you covered? What did I miss? I'm sure it was an amazing show. I'm sure it was.
Yeah, probably the best show ever.
Probably who's ready for the best damn show of their lives?
Probably not.
Yeah.
It was the top of Aaron's and my tips. Interesting, we had some good tips in there for this week and some interesting thoughts on that. But we're just covering off the team now. And well, now we're just literally Marie had asked about do you think the home atmosphere has to do with fans still not bonded with new players? And JL's response there, lack of temporary cop stand has made a difference. No longer surround sound. I think so. Yes. And
sorry. Because I thought, remember one of the games. Remember one of the games. It was like, oh, we thought it was like kind of, not there, and then they're like, oh, they were singing the whole time,
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think. There you go.
Kelly, tell you what. When I saw him jump in the studio, I almost jumped out. We would have missed out on your fantastic $10 super chat. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, it was hard work, Kelly.
It's hard work.
But
actually, yeah.
The show's so much better now that Josh is here.
No, I think I took it down a notch. But I will tell you, I was chatting with Kelly this morning. It was a great chat with this morning. It's good to catch up with her. Good to see you.
Love Kelly. Actually, here you go, Josh. I mentioned this morning, and I really want your thought on this. Your disdain for international breaks, right? Now, here's my theory on it.
You have a theory on this? Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Is Kelly going to back this? Is Kelly going to regret her $10 super chat?
No, I don't think so. So my theory on it is, besides the Olympics, Americans don't really get deeply passionate about any international sport. Like you don't gridiron is an American sport. Baseball is predominantly an American sport. Basketball, basketball is an international sport and played all over Europe and Australia, all across the world. But the NBA is by far and away the best league. And if they put their best Americans on the court, they blow everybody away. Okay,
go for it. Yeah, I got one on that.
You don't have a national sport that then transcends into an international sport.
Nope, we don't. Which is what interests me when I found out, because I got into football in 2006 during the Euro Cup when Ronaldo got Rooney sent off, and they were like, well, he plays for Portugal and he plays for England, and they're on the same team. And I didn't know what that meant. I had no clue what that meant. So in the U.S., no, we have nothing compared to other than the Olympics. Nothing compared to it.
I did show. I got my gold membership delivered in the mail, and Marie said she got hers. So I'll get like a.
Oh wow, that's brilliant.
So yeah, and then also underneath you get. I showed everybody before a gold member keyring.
Look at that, beautiful.
And a pouch for my platinum Amex TLP card, which apparently is in the mail.
It's in the mail. Yeah, it's in the mail.
But yeah, so
I thought that was a red card. I thought they gave you a red card. That actually looked like a red card.
Yeah. Yeah, Wrexham red card. Yeah, so there you go. So that was my theory on, because, it's one of my little pet peeves when they call the baseball the World Series.
What?
And when they call the NFL World Champions. And it's like, it's not even close. And I get it. They're hyping it up, but it's just not true.
It's just not true. Kelly will back me up on that. And so will Karen, who's in the chat. There you go. And Maria as well. No, you're right. And that's the World Series is, I would say that the international sports right now is mostly baseball and basketball. I would say this, the European basketball players have been a little bit more. It's been like this. I think the last couple of years, like the French players have come in and done very, very well. So we've become more global in regards to, other than like Cooper Flagg, who went to Duke. I think some of the players internationally in basketball have changed up. Now, to your point, we should be. I was talking to a friend at the bar the other day, Kevin Conley. He was like, "We should be so much better at soccer, football. We should be."
Oh yeah. Like 300 million people, over 300 million people in your country, you should be like so much better.
Yeah,
but,
we should be.
Yeah. So,
yes,
Sean, that's not a World Series because it doesn't involve the world. And yeah, Marie, Ken, you are correct. US are sports isolationists. And I'm not too sure with Formula One. Well, Formula One's owned by private enterprises. It's not even like, yeah, like they're owned by businesses. They're not, it's not like you have a Brazilian team and an American team. Now, an American company, Liberty Media, bought Formula One, the sport, off Bernie Ecclestone for so many $1 billion.
Really?
But yeah. And Bernie's now living on his farm in Brazil, just counting his money.
He's not here with me. I thought I saw him here with me in the hospital room. No?
And I'll tell you, when Bernie Ecclestone bought Formula One for $1, like no money, it was going broke. He bought it for $1. He owned a he bought it for $1, and he owned a used car lot. He was into motor racing, and he transformed Formula One into what we see today. And now, then Liberty Media bought him out, and now Americans are really taking it on board. And now we have a Formula One race in Miami, Formula One race in Vegas, Formula One race in Texas. And they were trying to get a Formula One race up and going in New York.
Oh, wow.
Which, cool. But again, this now, Liberty Media has taken and expanded the season out to 23 or 24 races, but it is still truly a global sport.
Mm-hmm. It's and there's money behind it. There's a lot more. If you want, I love having I don't know if this is like the guys and the gals in the pits. I think they call them pit ponies that go and do the thing and go in there. One of my favorite movies of this year was the F1 movie with it. It was great. But you're right, that is international. And I mean, maybe you and I should start a used car lot.
Hey, Karen, you're absolutely right about that. I remember hearing this story that the World Series was named after a newspaper.
Ooh.
The World back in the day. Yes, you are right. And they called it the World Series to help promote the newspaper. But unfortunately for everybody else, so anybody that's only mildly informed, they don't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's education of the day. We got education from Kelly Davidson, and we got education from Marie and Karen.
Not from Ken or Josh.
Never. Is JL new to the chat? JL?
Oh, maybe. JL, going to be Well, it's going to be interesting, with the Americans hosting the World Cup, as long as someone doesn't stuff all of that up. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. But it's what's going. But I think like you guys will totally embrace it because of the MLS now. Like you look at like Miami and with Messi and all these guys and some of the international players you have playing in the MLS now. I think that you guys will.
Well, what's really good about the MLS? Sorry, what was we're now like a feeder system for South America. A lot of South Americans, Brazilians, Argentinians are coming up into go play for NYFC in Texas, and they're going overseas. There's a lot of really good talented players that are getting the opportunity to go to like Atlanta United from Brazil and Argentina and Colombia, which I find to be I find it pretty cool. And yes, the cost for the World Cup games are insane.
How much are the tickets? Out of curiosity, Marie, let us know. I'm not that I'm coming, but I'm just curious.
They're expensive. It's expensive. It's expensive.
And Jay, I see you say being around there for a couple months. Thanks so much for being around, and great to have you part of the community. If you want to consider becoming a member, please feel free. It's $2 or $3 a month.
Yeah, whatever.
Cup of
coffee, or cup of coffee. I mean, I guess it's a cup of coffee. Yeah. So, what are you tipping this weekend? Because it is the Footie Tips Show. I came in late.
Well, I tipped. For us, so I'll go straight to us. I did tip us only to get the draw this weekend, 1-1.
Ooh, really?
Aaron did tip the win. Yeah, we're the only two to have our tips in so far. But I tipped a 1-1, and Aaron tipped a 2-1 to Wrexham.
You don't think with Kache possibly? You think Kache's going to start?
Possibly, but I just think Southampton's a quality side, and we've got to travel away.
Stoke City.
So, to Stoke. Yeah, to Stoke. Sorry,
Southampton.
Yeah, Stoke's a good team too. I meant to say Stoke. Stoke's a quality team, and I think it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
But
like we have, I looked at the matches and I went, oh my God, we've got Stoke away, Oxford United at home, which we have to win.
Yeah,
and then we have Middlesbrough away.
Yeah. Cardiff in there somewhere too, right?
Well, the worst part about that is, Josh, is after Middlesbrough away, we have to play Cardiff straight after that in the midweek in the Carabao Cup.
Okay, that's what it is. That's what. Yeah. Okay. So we have 3 league games. Then we have that game. Okay, got it.
And then after that, we have to play Coventry at home.
Yeah, we got. That's what we have a kind of a murderer's row for October right now. I'm sorry, even with Oxford in there, but I think
7 games in 20 days.
Jesus H, 7 games. 7 games.
So get your fill, and then have another 2-week break.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like this was. There you
go. It's a very good likeness of you too.
I know.
Except for the facial hair.
Sorry, 1 second. Yeah. As soon as I get on the phone, no one calls me all day, and then all of a sudden, like, I get on the show with you. They're like, "Oh, Ken and Josh are having a bromance," and then it's like, I'll call them, whatever. There you go.
I've just had another call while we've been here too.
Yeah, professionally, I should probably put that on silent, but you know what? That's what.
Well, we'll say mine's on silent. Just saying.
You are?
Oh, yes, mate.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you waited 5 minutes to have me come in, and I appreciate it. It's good to see you.
Mate, yeah, it is. And great chat this morning too, and interesting your conversation. We've had a bit of a conversation about. Marie asked where I rated Rathbone in our squad compared to the players.
Yeah, what do you think?
Well, I think you can't compare him to Chief. They're a different player.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But I think he's not quite as good as Lewis O'Brien, and I think he's not quite as good as Nathan Broadhead. But I think he's better, obviously, than Elliot Lee, and I think he's better slightly than Dobbo. And he's different to Dobbo. I'd like to see Chief and Rathbone together.
Yeah.
But I really love the fact that he's coming back from injury. So we're going to probably see Dobbo and Chief on the pitch to start. JL, you absolute legend.
Legend. Look at that. Well done. Well done.
We appreciate that.
Well done, JL. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I think that, with Dobbo and Chief defensively, and then if Chief's fit enough and he stays there and Rathbone comes on and we're going for the kill, I think that will make a big difference.
I hope he uses them all. I hope he goes. I feel like he should be comfortable in his team. Now that we're apparently playing a 3-4-3, I hope he feels yeah, it makes the turnover there too. You see something, act to it. We have the squad. I really hope that he's getting to that moment. And I respect Parkinson, but I think that's been all of our frustrations. Like, you got the players, you know what I mean? So
I really want to see Robbo come up at 60 minutes and Rathbone come on then.
Yeah. Because
I'd be just able to go flat out for the whole game.
And just absolutely just go and take it on there too. Before we go to, I know you got to jump. JL, where is he or she watching from? Did we get that already?
What part of the world?
Yeah, I think we need the. We got to have the the origin story too. And then,
channel Kelly's posted the prices. Thanks, Kelly.
Discord off-topic channel. Okay, thank you, Kelly. Yeah. Thank you, Kelly.
And Jay, where are you? Where are you on this beautiful blue?
And by the way, another debut from the other day. George is in the house. What's going on?
They're all here.
They're all here.
I mean, look, it'll get busy again come the weekend. Everybody will get excited again.
Ken, this is me. Through a shower of shit. I mean, it's just that's what we've been doing, man.
We got to 59 minutes and 19 seconds before we got a swear word.
Is that me?
Yes.
Okay, shit. Shoot. Doing my best. Yeah, just doing my best. It's all good.
Sean Dizzy, I don't know whether you look at empty stadiums for the World Cup because in terms of world sport, it doesn't get any bigger than football, and people will travel from here, there, and everywhere and hope they don't get thrown in jail to go and watch a football match.
All right. I'll let them have that one. All right, fair enough. Just we have enough problems on the show. Come on today, Jesus H, Ken. Jesus H.
So yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I just laughed.
I do like your yellow.
I took my son out to dinner last night, Josh.
We're related? I didn't have dinner for you. What happened?
I didn't take you out. Not you, my son.
Tell me, sorry, what happened? Tell us about the dinner last night. How was that? Who paid?
I took him out to dinner because in 4 days, he leaves to work in Canada for a year.
Oh, fantastic. What part?
Revelstoke.
No, where's that?
Near Whistler, like just outside of Calgary. Yeah.
So central.
Yeah, he's going to the snowfields.
Oh, nice. That's fun. Well, congrats, man. Look at you being a good dad. Who says Ken's not a good guy other than me?
And 78 people in the chat.
It's 78 people in the chat. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. It's good. Well, it's good. Congrats to him. If he needs someone to come down and hang out in California while he's here, he can come down and hang out with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's all good. Well, guys, I think we're not called for today, Josh. It's an hour.
Yeah, I came on to just I was like, I'm going to come back. I have 5 minutes, so there you go. I knew you got to jump, so thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Mate, it's been a pleasure having you. I really feel like you've added a lot of value to the show with your contributions. You're an asset. Love to see you come back.
Thanks, I appreciate it. I do the best I can. I'm a C+ guy. I'm a C+ guy.
No, B-.
Yeah, I'm sorry, B. I get it. D-.
It's B-, not C-, B-.
Oh, I think it's D-. Yeah.
I took you up.
I love it. Awesome. Marie from SoCal says Calgary's not in the central Canada. Well, you know my Achilles heel, right?
Which one? Josh has got 7 feet, and they're all got an Achilles heel.
Ouch. Why did they come? Yeah. Why did they come? Awesome. Good to see you, man.
Okay, guys. Well, look, it's been a pleasure having you. Tomorrow, I know that
Fortitude.
Victor can't do tactical fortitude. I'm going to have to check in with Aaron.
He says it's a go. He says it. Aaron says it's a go. He says
excellent. Good, because Aaron's got all the knowledge. So we will get in. We will break in what we're going to do this weekend to see if we can get the win over Stoke, because Aaron has tipped them for he has tipped Wrexham for a 2-1 win. I want to see how he thinks we're going to do it. That would be fantastic. Marie is going to buy you an atlas. I think that's fantastic. I want Josh to get one of those globes that you spin around. You can put up on the show and go, there it is.
There it is. Yeah. There's America. There we go.
Yeah.
And then Friday, we have Friday show, which we'll probably do a little bit of a build-up show for Saturday. Obviously, game day build-up. You, Patty, is away.
Yes.
Live watch on with me. And then we have to figure out Wrexham time. I don't know if you're going to stay up to do it.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So Marie, you are going to shock Josh if you do get him a globe.
Yeah.
Because right now, Josh thinks the world is flat.
It's totally flat. It's 100% flat.
You can sail off
in the hospital room that I'm in, everyone's telling me that it is a flat. It's flat. Everyone. Like to the T. It's flat Earth.
So, guys, the shows are coming. It is Wrexham. We are up and away. Let's get it done. On that bombshell, we will see you all again tomorrow.